Imagine not being Leeds, not feeling this pain, not dancing through thunder, not walking through rain. Imagine not rising with fists in the air when the world turned its back and no one would care. We've lived in the ashes, we've drowned in defeat, but still we stand proud on our battered old feet. Imagine not loving with all that you are. Imagine not being Leeds.
We love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.
We do love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Now then, last day at work before Dublin. Get up! Buzzing. Grafting in Dewsbury, in a primary school in Dewsbury. I had to come on. I hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's looking forward to the weekend. But I had to come on and do a quick vid. Priestley, my boy, has just sent me an image of what we are led to believe is the third kit, which I will put here for you to have a look. Look how beautiful that shirt is. For our third kit, we've had some awful ones. Awful. Who can ever forget this one? And this one. But yeah, we've got this one, which is brilliant. Absolutely stunning. If you look close, you can see the detail. It's the scarves of the fans that are sort of is detailed in the setting, and I just love it. I absolutely love it. I love. We all sort of knew it would be a black one. The black is sort of, it's not as evident and as consuming on the shirt as we thought, because there's so much going on with the scarves in the background. Again, I do think Leeds United take a few more risks with the third kit. You know, if they can nail the away kit, that gets them the spondoolies. The home kit's pretty standard. And the third kit, they can be a bit more creative, which, like I say, we've seen some dog shit ones, to be honest. But we've also seen some good ones, and this is right up there as one of the best third kits I think I've seen in a long, long time. Just gets me more excited for the season. This is, I did say, although, you know, it costs a lot of money to buy any shirt, not everyone can afford them. It's a lot of money, I won't lie. £70 for an adult shirt is borderline scandalous, really, but I suppose it's just where we are these days. But I will be purchasing the third kit if this is in fact that. What we know is Priestley has been sent the image and told and good authority that this is the third kit. Whether people are bothered or not, I don't know, but I know I am. And he's then gone onto the Adidas app and downloaded the Adidas app, and within that app it shows you cannot buy it now, but somewhere on there it shows it's going to be available from tomorrow onwards, and it details it as the third kit. I've had a few images that have been sent to me that actually say third, but in, I think, Norwegian or Swedish. I had to translate it, but he found an image that stated, you know, it stated that it is the third kit in English. And yeah, just really excited for, it's just another box ticked. You know, the kit, all three kits need to come out before the ball's kicked, ideally. And like I say, might not be for everyone. It's not breaking news. The transfer rumours are a little bit low on the ground at the minute. But it's nice to see this third kit after a lot of speculation about what the kits have been. Like I say, I think the home kit, for what it is really nice. I think it looks better on than what the original images showed. There wasn't much noise around it, really. The away kit, they really put a lot of money in there, a lot of time. The footage, what obviously came out a few weeks ago for that beautiful nostalgic blue away kit, were fantastic. The players that got involved, they nailed it from a PR perspective there, and I'm assuming, I've not heard anything sales wise, but I'm assuming it's right up there with last season's yellow smiley kit. And obviously this one, I think, will better last season's third kit in terms of numbers. So it's more revenue for club, which ultimately, you know, is better for us as fans, because there's more money in club, there's more chance of getting players and stuff like that. And PSR being not being much of an issue going forward, we know in terms of revenue we're right up there as one of the big hitters in England. So that things like this prove it. You know, being able to get kits out there that sell, you know, thousands upon thousands, way above what the other half of the Premier League probably can achieve. You know, our global fan base is just evident, and you can see that going into Premier League now. You know, you're going to have, there'll be shirts, I would imagine, getting sold in Japan with Tanaka, especially if he has a good season. You know, we're just a global brand, and getting things like this right, which, like I say, may not be at the top of everyone's priority list, don't get me wrong, but in terms of getting your kits right, it just more revenue for club. And I think, to be fair, all three for once, I would say, are top tier, are absolute top tier. So on that perspective, I'd say we've done well. You know, I've had ownerships in past when they've tried to put a badge on like this, a Gaviscon badge. We've had obviously the Red Bull sort of thing, it is what it is, but I think they've sort of, they've got what, out of 6 kits, you can say they've got 5 of them right. Last season's third kit, yeah, whatever. But I think they've definitely nailed the kit since they've come in, and Red Bull have been a big part of the shirt with a big sponsor on the front. I think in terms of what they could have done to design them and get the fans on board, having red on certain tops, I think they smashed it. Like this one again, I think it looks great, even though it's got red on front. This is probably the nicest looking one with the red on. Obviously, the best 2 kits in the last 2 years haven't had red on the Red Bull sign, so the away one on both years. But yeah, I think this is probably the best one that features the Red Bull. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm very happy with that, and I will be purchasing that maybe in a couple of weeks. I'll let the bank sort of have a breather after what's to come in Dublin, because I'll probably spend an arm and a leg in Dublin this weekend, as I'm sure you'll all expect, especially with the wife going as well. Yeah, those spirits aren't going to be cheap, because she won't be on Guinness, there's no way. But yeah, a little bit of news came out yesterday of El Canoes. We've got a meeting planned in a couple of days. A lot of people have said, I think Joe Wayman said it, to be fair, when it goes on Twitter, it's normally outdated. So does that mean we've already had the meeting? It's gone very quiet. Would suggest to me that things are getting done, and potentially things are closer to getting completed than what people think. You know, every time it goes quiet, bam, something comes out of woodwork, and we tend to, instead of it being an ongoing sort of rumble around, or he's here, he's there, he's everywhere, it's more, we hear a little nugget like, oh, he's on his way, or he's got a meeting or whatever, and then it goes quiet, and bang, a couple of days later someone comes in. So it's been 9 days now since Pajau fails. It's been even longer since we had a transfer in the door. It's just, don't let it sway your positivity to the start of the season, you know, to be more negative. We're in a really good spot. We've got a great weekend this weekend against AC Milan, regardless of what team they put out. If it's a weakened team, it's another opportunity to get bodies on, freshen it up and get hopefully quite a few goals for us travelling fans going over there. So I think this weekend will be good. It'll give you a bit of an idea into what team starts against Everton. I would expect 1 or 2 bodies in by Everton, but for me, I still think we've got enough to beat Everton. I do. The El Canoes will be lovely. That seems to be the closest sort of player we might be getting, but then again, who knows? We may not even be looking at him. It's all just pure speculation at the minute. Mitrovic got linked a couple of days ago. I don't know how true that is. I think that's just we think he wants to come back to Prem, don't we? I think in Saudi, you get these players go over to Saudi now a little bit earlier in terms of their timeline as a professional footballer. People going at 33, 34, that's probably them done. But people like Mitrovic going over at 28, 29 years of age, Duran going over early 20s, you're getting a lot of these people go over now, and they're happy to do a year over there. They sign there and you think, oh, that's them done as a professional. No, it's not. They go over there, they're happy to do a year, 2 year, and the money they make, it sets them up. What they can earn in a year there, it might take them 5-6 years to earn in England or in another top division. So I understand him going, but I also think if we could get a Mitrovic, it would tee us up lovely for where I think we'll end this season. And I already think we'll do bits, but someone like Mitrovic for me would probably be, out of the players we've been tipped to get, I'll put this out there. I know he's 30, I know he's old, but for right now, I think Mitrovic would be a better signing than Muniz for me. Right now, based on a long-term plan and projection and earning money off him, potentially Muniz is obviously the more attractive of the two. But if we want to bring in Mitrovic now, I aren't going to be sat there going, oh, what about Muniz? Because we don't even know if we would ever linked to him again after that initial bid went in, a month ago. We don't even know if we've just parked that and moved on already. So I aren't going to cry about things I can't control. But right now, if we were to sign a Mitrovic, I'd be over the moon. But yeah, hopefully El Canoes is getting closer. We know we're in the market for that type of player, that difference maker, that stretch target, which he will be. But there's a lot of people also swimming in those waters. So what will be, will be. I'm feeling very positive. I'm a football fan first. I'm not into speculation. It is what it is. We've got to talk about this. But I'm a football fan. Once upon a time there were no content creators, and it doesn't really matter. You get to off season and you're waiting, and then you go to the game when it comes on, and you speak to your mates at work, you speak to your mates down the pub about what's going on. But who really gives a shit? But now as content creators, we all need to talk about something. These things come up. But until that first ball's kicked to Everton, we aren't going to know what as team is sort of looking like when there's still an opportunity to bring in 2-3 more players. And beyond that, it's a first international break. So I aren't going to be worrying about something I can't control, like I said earlier. And I'm very happy with what the 49ers are doing. Again, harping back to that kit, again, it's just another nice little box ticked is out that they've nailed that third kit, more revenue. Let me know what you think about the third kit. Maybe you don't like it. Maybe it's a little bit too much going on for you, which I sent it to Mrs. and I think she likes it. Nice for twins. We'll get probably buying them as well. Dark colours are always good for kids, you know that. Stay away from the home kit. Not good for kids. But yeah, no, I really like it. Say, news thin on the ground, but I thought I'd do a quick little vid while I'm in Dewsbury. I may go live tonight, I may not. I'll see what happens between now and then. But take care, everybody. Have a great, fantastic rest of your day on this lovely Thursday morning. Peace out. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.